will actually reduce the deficit by $4 trillion over the long term. Reducing the waste and inefficiency in Medicare and Medicaid will pay for most of this plan. It will slow the growth of healthcare costs for our families, our businesses, and our government. There will be a provision in this plan that requires us to come forward with more spending cuts if the savings we promised don't materialize.
Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Caldarise is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Caldarise, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Caldarise, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. I am your host, Mike Caldarise, as you just heard in the opening music. But we are your defense mechanism. Thank you for joining us, obviously, and we are your defense mechanism from all things that are lies, that are propaganda, that are today, honestly, flat out libels and smears. It's awesome. The day I've had. Wait till you hear that in the Mike's Right, Shut the Fuck Up and Listen segment. Because listen, you know, one thing I've realized, everybody, is we have a whole bunch of liars. And if you don't, everybody that's obviously watching this right now, you guys have been with me for a while, right? So you know the whole saga of everything. And you know what my tactic is. When you try to slander me, or when you call me a name, or you challenge me to anything, like anything in regards to that, where it's attacking my character, my business, the brick breakdown, my integrity, anything like that, my response to everybody is inviting them on the show and challenging them to a debate. And thus far, you know that nobody has accepted my challenge. Not my former co-host. You know, he said he was going to release the conversation, release the Kraken, like Sidney Powell back in 2020. Release the Kraken that doesn't exist. Funny, he went away really fast. Who knows? Another cop's going to be calling me pretty soon, but he never showed up. You know, and over the years, I've challenged the Brick Republicans. I've challenged everyone in my council seat. I've challenged everybody that wants to call me out on Facebook. I've challenged so many people, and the most recent person that I challenged is this guy, Phil, from Shore News Network. And I got to tell you something. I'm very excited because we have everybody in studio today. They're going to come at me one at a time. I was somehow able to make everybody that was ducking me for the longest time show up. And we're going to get to them right after the Mike's Right, Shut the Fuck Up and Listen. Little foreshadowing. But hey, have you ever noticed that people say they want honesty, but until they actually get it? I mean, everyone's out here screaming, tell the truth, right up until the moment you actually do tell the truth. And suddenly, you're the villain, the psycho, the conspiracy nut, or my personal favorite that was sent to me today, untrustworthy around family. Yes, apparently me telling the truth makes me dangerous at barbecues now. Watch out, kids. Here comes honesty. We can't possibly have that. He's dangerous. Hide your wives. Hide your kids. Because Mike told the truth about a news story. So this morning, I woke up, stretched myself out a little bit, played with myself, and then made myself some coffee. Then I checked my page. And wow, here comes Phil Stilton from the Shore News Network. Yeah, if you don't know him, he's the head honcho of that fake news organization in flip-flops. I mean, the guy's got more salt in him than the fucking Atlantic Ocean. And like a tuna, he takes 7 gaffs in a crane to get him on the boat, but I digress. He's on my Caldarise masonry page. Not because he's a customer, not because he needs a new patio, no, but because he's mad that I called him out for lying about me and others. He's on there, honestly, like some jealous ex-girlfriend, commenting on every post I've made, every one of my pictures. Don't trust this guy, he says. He's crazy. He's unstable. It's like, bro, you wrote lies in your own news. I told you how to fix it, and now I'm crazy. You're the one now stalking my pictures like you're trying to win a prize on Find Mike's Faults 2025. And for what? Because I said the truth about you? Because I dared to say, hey, maybe don't lie in your articles. Don't print propaganda and lie calling candidates pedophiles? Oh, we can't have that though, can we? We can't have honesty. That's bad for business. See, what I'm realizing in this business is we live in a world where lying is a career. And telling the truth is a liability. Say something true and they try to destroy your job, your name, your family. Say something fake, though. They'll hand you a blue check mark and a podcast deal. It's unbelievable to watch take place. It's wild. Say something bad about Biden. It's funny when I do this, because if I say something bad about Biden, the right loves me, the left hates me. When I say something bad about Trump, the left loves me, and the right hates me. And I'm always something. Say something bad about both of them, and then everybody hates you. And then CNN could use your tears for ratings. But you know what's really funny about this whole thing? To me, the best liars in this country are the ones who lie equally about both sides. They're like professional jugglers. Toss a lie to the right, toss a lie to the left, catch a lie between your legs and your ass cheeks, and then cash a deposit. Meanwhile, I'm out here telling the truth and getting attacked. Like I stole the Declaration of Independence. Dude, I swear to God, there's a map on the back of it. But all while this is going on, my wife's sitting there looking at me worried, saying things like, Mike, this all seems so negative and dangerous. Should we get cameras? And I said, babe, what do you want me to do? Should I stop being honest? That's not who I am. Because if I stop now, if I shut up to make people comfortable, then I'm no better than the liars feeding the machine, am I? I mean, they're comfortable because their lies sell and the people behind those lies are happy. I'm uncomfortable because my truth doesn't. Because I'll tell you what, I sleep better, period. Well, after checking the locks 3 times and keeping baby wipes close, but you get the point. They could call me crazy, everybody. They could slander my name. I was built for this. Like Captain America said, I could do this shit all day. I'd rather stand alone in this truth than sit comfortably in a pile of lies. And let's be real here. Most people, you don't want truth anymore, do you? You want validation dressed up as honesty. They want truth that makes them feel good. You don't want truth. You want a sugar-free lie. And if people tell you the real truth, the one that burns a little, they'll look at you like you just insulted their mother and spoiled their great abortion day plans. So everyone says, teach your kids to tell the truth. Why? Why the fuck do that? So they could grow up and get canceled too? So they could get death threats? So they could get your livelihood attacked? You don't want honesty. Nobody does. You just want obedience. And that's what you've been teaching the kids anyway. But that's fine to everybody else. Because I'm going to keep doing what I do. Exposing lies, calling out phonies, building patios. Well, these frauds build narratives. So yeah, Phil could call me crazy. You're fucking damn right, Phil. I'm crazy. I'm fucking crazy. I'm crazy enough to believe honesty still matters. Crazy enough to risk my peace for the truth. And I'm sure as hell crazy enough not to be bought out like a piece of shit like you. Because the Caltrop, we don't play favorites. The Caltrop doesn't lie to make you feel good. The Caltrop tells you the truth. Raw, unfiltered. and maybe, yeah, a lot uncomfortable. And everyone living comfortably in your lives, I hope you enjoy it while it lasts, because I'm not going anywhere. And sooner or later, I'm bringing the truth to your doorstep. Better get ready for that bell to ring. That's the Mike's Right. Hope you listen. Ooh, I'll tell you something. This is a fired up week. Ladies and gentlemen. I am lit up like a damn Christmas tree that hasn't been watered, and you threw it in a fire pit, put some gasoline on it, boom, hit that fucking match. Whoosh. Let's go. I'm going after every single liar. That's been my mission since the Caltrop. And here to discuss it with us is Phil Stilton, sitting next to me in the hot seat. How you doing there, Phil? What do you have to say about my monologue? Did you agree? Did you not agree? Wow. Well, I didn't think we would agree on anything. Everybody, there you go. Phil Stilton from Shore News Network. If you haven't guessed it by now, I'm more or less just amusing myself at this point. Okay, if you guys want to come along this crazy ass ride with me, I'm amusing myself. I don't give a shit. Let's get to the people that really matter, which is the chat. Jay Caldarise, again, Jay Caldarise says, ha ha ha, I am first again. Let's go. Sixes Designs. I got to learn how to say that name. I swear some of these politicians just drive shit to piss us off and make our lives a living hell. You are not bullshitting. Welcome, Six Designs. Mama Duke says hello. It's Johnny69. Hello. Let's fucking go. It's Johnny. Six Design says Obama charged me like almost $700 because I would not comply with the stupid rule of providing provider in its choice. Yeah, you're not kidding. Listen, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves right there. Actually, you know what? Where are we? We could really pop on that if that's what you want to. If that's what you want to go to. Because listen. You know, I try not to do the exact same show all the time, and you have the news just coming at you. So what I like to do sometimes is listen back to the way things were said back in the day. You know, right now, Obamacare was passed in 2010. And I don't think after the 15 years that it's taken place that people accurately remember what it was that was said during that entire time. Now, some of you guys remember the key lines, the punch lines, and you'll keep your doctor if you want to keep your doctor. You get to keep your plan if you want to keep your plan. You know, things that came true or did not come true immediately. But then there's bigger lies, and there's lies that were told that nobody's been held accountable for, not even Obama. And the only person that's really holding Obama accountable for it is the shit concrete guy. He got to do the facade on his building that's crumbling right now and $1 billion over debt. But I digress. But the ACA, it was fun to look back and to see what was going on. And just to give you guys a little bit of background on this, right? Let's look at some of the ACA promises. The Affordable Care Act was passed in March of 2010. And once again, it was keep your plan or lose your plan. But these were all the promises that they said it would happen. Now, I'm going to have Obama on this so you could hear him in his entirety, but I want you to have this in your brain. The AC said they'll help cut the deficit, would bend the cost curve, would save lives, would be a program only for U.S. citizens, will take the stress out of shopping for health insurance, penalties on employers that fail to provide health insurance, and the ACA would increase economic growth. Medicaid would be efficient way to increase coverage. If you like your plan, you get to keep your doctor. If you were able to keep them, the individual market would become more competitive. The ACC would decrease emergency department use, and the ACC would end abuse by health insurance programs, and on and on and on. And, you know, when I see online and I see a lot of people, we sit there and we argue about a lot of this stuff. So I like doing deep dives into this stuff. And I apologize in advance if you don't like to hear Obama's voice. And trust me, it was tough listening to it. But I feel like, especially if you're a Republican, you have to understand what has happened in the past, why we're here, and why they're fighting the way they phrase these arguments of what they're fighting for, these Obamacare subsidies and all this stuff. You don't hear any Republican making the arguments of how this got passed, by the lies that got passed, and it did the exact things that they said it was going to do, or smart people said it was going to do leading into the future. And now that's all played itself out. You don't hear that. All you're going to be hearing is about how they passed another subsidy for Obamacare to give people more government money to subsidize the exploding costs. That's all this thing was about. It's all ever was about. But let's take this. This is Obama on what they did. And I have a bunch of Obama clips. They're each about a minute and a half long. We're going to go through them real quick and just talk about them. I'd love your thoughts on this in the chat, whether you like a segment like this, whether you don't like a segment like this. I like doing stuff different. So let's listen to the guy who I could not stand listening to for 8 years. I got to be honest before I play it. He's not as intolerable now. And I get why he definitely has a charismatic way to him. Check this.
So what did we do? What is the essence of this legislation? Number one, this is the toughest insurance reforms in history. We are making sure that the system of private insurance works for ordinary families. A prescription, this is a patient's bill of rights on steroids. So many of you individually have worked on these insurance reforms. They are in this package to make sure that families are getting a fair deal, that if they're paying a premium, that they're getting a good service in return. Making sure that employers, if they are paying premiums for their employees, that their employees are getting the coverage that they expect. That insurance companies are not going to game the system with fine print and rescissions and dropping people when they need it most, but instead are going to have to abide by some basic rules of the road that exemplify a sense of fairness and good value. That's number one. The second thing this does is it creates a pool, a marketplace, where individuals and small businesses who right now are having a terrible time out there getting health insurance are going to be able to purchase health insurance as part of a big group, just like federal employees, just like members of Congress. They are now going to be part of a pool that can negotiate for better rates, better quality, more competition.
Better rates, better quality, more competition. I remember when it was first started, I looked it up. Obviously, remember, it took the website like 2.5 years to get going. And when it finally got going, it didn't work properly. It took like 4 months after that to get the damn website to work properly. And the website, I think, went from, let me see, I think I have the numbers here. But the websites went from, was it this one? Yeah, September took the website suffered from significant technical problems. Oh, man, I think this is it. This one's it. The initial budget for the ACA website was $93 million, but its final cost ballooned to an estimated $1.7 billion due to extensive fixes. $1.7 billion. I mean, if that doesn't sum up Obama's entire presidency, I don't know what will. But listen to what he said. A pool marketplace that I would be able to negotiate prices for. That was what he just said. That was number two. I'd be able to negotiate my prices. So when I went on that immediately, when it first opened, the bronze plan was like $25,000 for my family with an $8,000 deductible. $25,000 for the year to cover my family with an $8,000 deductible. And then I could have applied for the subsidy, and that would have knocked maybe $1,000 off it. So it would have been 24,000 or 20,000. Pick your name. But I'll tell you what I wasn't able to do. I wasn't able to negotiate anything. I didn't sit down in front of a guy and say, you know what, I really don't want to pay 24,000. How about 20? Like we do like 19. How about 17 really? Because that's what I got. No. It was bronze, silver, platinum, Cadillac plan. Remember, they all had all the taxes, the Cadillac plan tax, all of it. So that first thing that he said there, what it did, both of those things, not true whatsoever. When you look back at that, we're going to get to that in a second. Here's number two.
And that's why the Congressional Budget Office says this will lower people's rates for comparable plans by 14 to 20%. That's not my numbers. That's the Congressional Budget Office's numbers. So that people will have choice and competition, just like members of Congress have choice and competition. Number 3, if people still can't afford it, we're going to provide them some tax credits. The biggest tax cut for small businesses and working families when it comes to health care in history.
So if people can't afford it, we are going to provide them with some tax breaks. So I read something today that said 93% of all people on Obamacare are receiving some type of subsidy for that service. So it was incredibly expensive. The CBO, remember this? The CBO scored it, CBO scored it, CBO scored it, and everybody was saying, no, there's no way this is going to happen, that it's going to lower your premiums $2,500, 20 to 14%. He said 14 to 20%. That's the CBO's numbers, are my numbers. My number is $2,500. Back to you, $2,500. So you hear what's going on right now. These are 1, 2, and 3 that he told you that were his major parts of this thing. That were lies. That were all bullshit lies. Who has held him to an account for this? If I was selling you a product, let's just say it was health insurance, and I was the salesman selling the health insurance, and I lied to you about your health insurance plan to the point where I said exactly what Obama said, and none of it was true, I would be fired. It's false advertising. If I advertise it like that, if I was selling it like that, I would be fired. I would probably be fined. I could probably be put in jail. Oh, no, that might be a stretch, but still. I don't know. What do you think, Phil? What do you think? You with me? You still with me over there? All right, good. Phil's right there. Look, he's a little bit full. He's full. He's been eating a lot of cookies. He's been eating a lot of cookies. How do you like Obamacare, by the way, Phil? You like it? Did it treat you really good? Yeah? I mean, did you lose any weight? Do you feel that Obamacare was not about healthcare at all? Like, why didn't we talk about getting people healthy on Obamacare? I think that would have been more a better plan than health insurance. What do you think? Yeah, you like living healthy? All right, cool. Cool. Next up is going to be fucking Dr. Mike. But I'll tell you something. This is one thing that I guess I will give the ACA credit for, was pre-existing conditions. And listen how he kind of sells this. This is what I do like. This is one of the things that covering people with pre-existing conditions is a very good thing. But what happens? You have a pre-existing condition. It's already expensive enough, and then it goes crazy. And they really aren't covering you if you have a pre-existing condition, but they have to. But they don't have to make you pay the 4 times the cost for it. But this is what he said on that.
But even before this crisis, each and every one of us knew that there were millions of people across America who were living their own quiet crises. Maybe because they had a child who had a pre-existing condition, and no matter how desperate they were, no matter what insurance company they called, they couldn't get coverage for that child.
No matter who they called, no matter where they are, they couldn't get it for that child. You notice the hand gestures? You see like Gavin Newsom doing that too. Like he points at the camera. That motherfucker is the most animated ass, and he kind of limp wrists it too because he's a little fruity and shit. So when he points, he's like this, but he's animated. But Obama's the same way. It's like they went to the same school of talking and lying to you, and it's convincing lies, pre-existing conditions. We all know somebody. We all have that sob story of a poor little girl who just couldn't get any treatment because she couldn't get any coverage because she had pre-existing conditions. We all have it, and he's good, dude. He's good tapping into those fucking emotions. And he's talking to a bunch of Congress. He's trying to convince them to pass this because a lot of these congressmen weren't buying it. If you remember that, a lot of the Democrats, he had to drag these Democrats kicking and screaming. And he did it convincingly. And this was him talking to them. And this is one of my favorite lines in the entire thing because he was making some predictions like after we get this passed, they can't lie about it anymore. It's kind of like Nancy Pelosi, reminded me of her.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Yeah, so when we did find out what was in it, this is what Obama predicted that everybody was going to say, and we weren't going to be able to lie about it anymore.
After health reform passes, and I sign that legislation into law, that it's going to be a little harder to mischaracterize what this effort has been all about. Because this year, small businesses will start getting tax credits so that they can offer health insurance to employees who currently don't have it. Because this year, those same parents who are worried about getting coverage for their children with pre-existing conditions now are assured that insurance companies have to give them coverage this year. Because this year, insurance companies won't suddenly be able to drop your coverage when you get sick, or impose lifetime limits or restrictive limits on the coverage that you have. Maybe they know that this year, for the first time, young people will be able to stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26 years old, and they're thinking that might just be popular all across the country. And what they also know is what won't happen. They know that.
What I want to know is when you're telling a convincing lie, why is it that everybody goes into preacher talk? Preachers everywhere. You have to stop politicians from doing this because it makes you look like a lying piece of shit too. If they're emulating you while being a lying piece of shit, what does that say to the preachers? Because if you know what they're saying, they get them dramatic pauses. Because I'm going to lie right to your face, and you're going to believe it. I'm going to tell you that the ACA is going to save your life. It's going to save your child's life. And you're going to believe it. Even when it doesn't, you're going to believe it. What is it about this? Lord, if you're listening, help me from down way up high to down low to lie to these stupid motherfuckers. You got to have the preacher talk. You got to have the preacher talk. And he's right. Mr. Obama, you are right. It's very hard to mischaracterize what you've done to the American people. You fucked us. You screwed us. Oh, Lord. You made our insurance prices rise up against the ACA. He's got me talking preacher. Dude, that's how infectious this guy is. I'm like, I'm getting sucked into it. Lord, I'm getting sucked. Oh, sorry. Oh, fucking I am going crazy. Listen, can you tell? I've listened to Obama way too much today. And I've been working on my preacher. Imagine me driving the fucking Bobcat, just preaching away. Oh, Lord, I'm going to get this Bobcat off the trailer. Lord, help me. Don't let it flip. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. But they have to do this preacher talk. And Obama nails it, dude. He's got me worked up. He's got me feeling the Holy Spirit of politics. I can't contain myself. I'm going to start speaking in political tongues pretty soon. Let me play Obama so I can relax.
And what they also know is what won't happen. They know that after this legislation passes and after I sign this bill, lo and behold, nobody's pulling the plug on Granny. It turns out that, in fact, people who like their health insurance are going to be able to keep their health insurance, that there's no government takeover. People will discover that if they like their doctor, they'll be keeping their doctor. In fact, they're more likely to keep their doctor because of a stronger system. It'll turn out that this piece of historic legislation is built on the private insurance system that we have now and runs straight down the center of American political thought. Turns out this is a bill that tracks the recommendations not just of Democrat Tom Daschle, but also Republicans Bob Dole and Howard Baker. That this is a middle-of-the-road bill that is designed.
This is a middle-of-the-road bill, and nobody anymore after this is passed is going to be pulling the plug on your old dear Grammy. No. What they decided to do just 10 years after this bill was passed was put Granny on a vent and not let her family see her during COVID. Yeah, that's what the ACA and the government did under Obamacare. They sent people like Cuomo and Murphy did into nursing homes to basically poison all the old people and kill them. You know, because Obamacare was getting expensive. You had to kill the people that cost the medical establishment that much more money. You got to get rid of them. You know, Obamacare is going to promise you cost cuts. So, yeah, they weren't pulling the plug on Grammy. They were plugging her in and pumping her lungs until she died. And guess what? They were also locking Granny in the house and saying, you can't come out and nobody comes see you. And make sure if you bring Granny any food, you bleach them before you hand them to her. It's absolutely fucking unbelievable. Hey, my man, we got Boondock Guy says, is that pronounced sexy? Because that's how my brain hears it. Absolutely. However your brain hears it, that's what it is. The boat says, here's the thing, Cal. Do you believe he believed in it, or do you think he was deliberately lying? I believe he deliberately lies. I believe this is all a lie. I believe this is means to an end. If you ask me then, they were trying to make healthcare so horrific that they had to bring it up again for more health reform 15 years later. The only thing that you could do, Boat, is fuck something up in government so you have something to fix 10 years down the road. What else are these people going to do? Actually fix things? The problem is, none of these people believe what they're saying. They're all salesmen. I've been saying it to you guys for years now. They are all salesmen. This is what you're seeing. This is a sales pitch. This was a sales pitch to America. This was a sales pitch to Congress. Does every salesman fully believe in their product? They may say they do, but they're all tickling your ass, especially if you're a car salesman. You're banging the hood of every fucking car. Every single car is the exact same way you sell it. There's no difference. As a matter of fact, everything you sell, everything anybody sells, it's the same exact way you sell it. You only accentuate the positives that you want those people to hear, whether it's fucking good or bad. And then you know what you do? You do something called selling the sizzle and not the steak. An old salesman told me that. He said, Mike, there's features and then there's benefits. You don't sell the feature of the plan, you sell the benefit. So when you see Obama up there, Obama is talking in salesman code. He's saying to you, hey guys, this is the difference between a bad salesman and a good salesman. A bad salesman is going to say, hey, you know what? This plan, it's going to remove pre-existing conditions because pre-existing conditions are important. It's going to, and he's going to lay out the facts. The good salesman's going to say, well, it's going to take away pre-existing conditions, but what that means to you in your life is that your child that's sick is going to be able to get care. That means that if you're sick and if you have cancer, then you're going to be able to get care. And then he builds it up. Then he builds it up. And he builds it up. And then, boom, explosion of orgasmic joy where you buy into the horse shit that he is selling. Because he sold the sizzle and not the steak. The steak was the ACA. The steak are the features. The sizzle is when you take that steak and you throw it on the grill and it's and you fucking smell it. That's when you get hungry. So no, did he believe that, Boat? Absolutely not. He was selling it to everybody. That's why I'm playing these clips. Because what you're seeing over and over in our government is sales techniques. This is all sales jobs from actors that are told how to sell you on this. Do you really think Obama had an idea of what was in it? Nancy Pelosi didn't. One more time.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
So Nancy Pelosi didn't know what was in it. We had to pass it to find out what was in it. None of these people wrote this bill. Do you think Obama crafted this? No. It was crafted by insurance lobbyists and big pharma. Why do you think they got everything? Why do you think prices have exploded and the government is paying those exploding prices? Why do you think our deficit has exploded? Because medical costs have exploded. We keep wondering why everything's exploding, because we poisoned people in 2020, and now our healthcare costs have exploded. That's why our deficit's not coming down, because we have way more sick people. Brought to you by Big Pharma. What did Six Design say? The Dems want to renew it because they want to sign it back as a recent, Boondock Guy. Is it bad enough? Says, preach on, Cal. Preach on. The boat says, praise Jesus, the Lord, almighty Lord, if you listening. Help the right and help the left. The real Mike Goins, have you ever watched Trevor Noah do his bit on how Obama learned to speak? No, I got to watch that. Oh, man, it's funny. I'll send it to you. Like Jay Will says, the Caltrop. Damn right, the Caltrop. Boat says, bro, I didn't know granny pumpers. Yeah, dude, there are plenty of granny pumpers. I mean, listen, I hear there's a lot of sexting going on in the granny community. I got a couple more of these. Let's rip through these really quick. This is another thing we're supposed to do, debt reduction. I'm telling you all of this stuff, and I'm tormenting you with Obama because I want you to fully understand that this bill was supposed to do everything, not just like help your health care. It was going to improve the economy. It was going to lower all of your costs, lower inflation, fucking lower the debt. Here he is.
And number 4, this is the biggest reduction in our deficit since the Budget Balance Act, one of the biggest deficit reduction measures in history, over $1.3 trillion that will help put us on the path of fiscal responsibility. And that's before we count all the game-changing measures that are going to assure, for example, that instead of having 5 tests when you go to the doctor, you just get 1. That the delivery system is working for patients, not just working for billings. And everybody who's looked at it says that every single good idea to bend the cost curve and start actually reducing healthcare costs are in this bill. So that's what this effort is all about.
That's what this effort is all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to reduce the debt. It's going to reduce everything. And then he brought up something in this that I never even heard about, something called healthcare economists.
I don't know a serious healthcare economist who buys that idea, but that was their concept.
That reminds me of that old Pizza Hut commercial where the guy's like, oh, I may be a small town pizza lawyer, but I do declare it's all perfectly legal. I fucking love it. Jay Will goes, they designed the thing to fail so the government could swoop in and take over medical insurance industry and get the single payer they wanted. Yes, everybody knows that's what they want. They want to make it like, hey, we really tried with that Obamacare stuff. And then, you know what? It really would have worked if the Republicans didn't strip it of all the extra tax cuts that were in it. Because, we were trying to rob everybody to pay for this thing. And it would have brought the debt down had that really taken place. That's what they would have said. Yankee 68, my man. Hello, all. Having an adult beverage at the Legion. Just wanted to pop in and say, Hey, listen, Yankee 68, you drink that, and you drink that with a lot of pride. Thank you, everybody. All the vets that are out there. It was just Veterans Day. I didn't say it. What was it? Was it on Monday? Yesterday was Veterans Day. Thank you for everybody. Yankee 68, everybody that's in that bar with you, everybody that's from Cornhole and everybody in the chat that is served. You guys are absolute studs. The veterans, I mean, for what you did, I don't believe there's enough of us that could say thank you. And my buddy RJ in high school, he served and he works for FEMA now. And he said the best way that you could thank a vet is to ask them for their Venmo and give them money. I mean, you could tip them for their service. You tip everybody else. You tip people to make your coffee. Why aren't our warriors getting tips? They should have their own little service. Go ahead and get tips. You got to love it. Here's the last two things on Obama.
Don't do it for me. Don't do it for Nancy Pelosi or Harry Reid. Do it for all those people out there who are struggling. Some of you know I get 10 letters a day that I read out of the 40,000 that we receive. Started reading some of the ones that I got this morning.
Don't do it for me. Don't do it for Nancy Pelosi. Do it for Jesus. Do it for your children. Do it for your children's children and their children's children. Because that's who you're really doing it for. We have to change the status quo, ladies and gentlemen. That was what this bill was all about. We needed to change the status quo. Has the status quo been changed? Has healthcare costs dropped at all? And this is his final message.
For decades. It has now been debated for a year. It is in your hands. It is time to pass health care reform for America, and I am confident that you are going to do it tomorrow. Thank you very much, House of Representatives. Let's get...
You hear the build up? You hear the build up? It is time. And I'm confident that you're going to do it tomorrow. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. Yes, amen. Can I get a amen? Can I get a amen? Right? This is all fucking political sermon, if you ask me. And the results of this thing, to me, are very clear. We'll go through them really quick. Ready? So here's a bigger graph. If you notice this, guys, these are health insurance expenditures by the government since 1970 to 2023. Now, I just want to ask everybody, when you look at this type of chart, and these are the things that I start doing when I start going through this stuff, and I go, were we healthier in 1970 than we were now? Were we an overall healthier population? Did we have as much heart disease? Did we might have as much obesity? Did we have any of the things that we're dealing with now with the lower government spending? So if you look at that, our national, what was that? Way under, what was that? Maybe $500 billion, our top national health insurance expenditure. Now, look at that, $4.86 trillion total spend on these things. Okay, and if you notice 2010, what happens in 2010? In 2010, it slows down for a little second, and then boom, it shoots right up. If you want to see a more in-depth graph, here's it on a shortened scale. Notice right here, 2005, you see it? It takes a little bit. In 2010, it levels out a little bit, and then all of a sudden, what happens? It shoots up at a higher rate than any rate in history. And the Obamacare was supposed to bring it down. It was supposed to bring it down. And here are the results. Let's just go through the results really quick. From 2003 to 2004, premiums went up by 11%. In 2021 to 2025, the average contributions family will increase by 5.2%. 23, it was 26%. The average family premium is going to increase 26% over the next 5 years. So it's, again, going up, up, up. In 2000, the average worker contribution was about $1,600 for family coverage. In 2020, the average worker contribution for family coverage was $5,600. It increased by 308%. Those are the results. Now, granted, that was from 2020. So what do you want to say? 150%? The whole idea behind it, slowing the rate of anything, or none of that took place. As a matter of fact, if anything, costs have accelerated, and nobody has the balls to take this on and talk about it in a realistic way. The Republicans sure as hell don't. They said they ran on this for how many years? For 8 years. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. I swear to God. And now what are they doing? Arguing about a subsidy. And you guys wonder why I yell at the fucking Republicans. Everyone yells, calls me a Biden dick sucker when I say these Republicans have been jerked off forever. Forever. I don't know why we're stuck defending these fucking people. It said it was going to lower deficits. The ACA was intended to help cut the deficit, but instead it has been found to add it to it. No shit. Where was there? I thought I had another graph that actually represented that. I guess I don't. Here's some more results. Ready? Outpacing inflation. The rise in premiums has consistently outpaced inflation. For example, from 2000 to 2001, The implied total premium index increased 77.9%, compared to 67.8% increase in the medical care component. And the future outlook proposed that the premium increase to 2026 in the ACA marketplace could be significant, with another 21 to 23% increase. This is why they're so upset about this subsidy, because they tried giving you the subsidy at the taxpayer's expense to try to ease the burden of these exploding costs. And if somebody doesn't get to the bottom of why Obamacare is failing, I don't care about the optics of it. Why did this thing fail, and what can we do to fix it? This is what our government's supposed to be doing. I don't think this is very difficult to identify the problems of what went wrong in that bill, because now it's been passed, and guess what? We know what's in it. We saw what's in it. We read what's in it. And what's in it is what caused all of this in the first place. But your government's not concerned with that. All they're worried about is arguing about a subsidy. They're closing a government down over a subsidy, but they didn't close the government down over this shit bill in the first place. This thing radically changed your insurance. It skyrocketed your costs. We're arguing about a subsidy? We should be arguing about what went wrong with this and what we could do to fix it. And to me, part of the problem is get them out, make it an actual free market, and get the business, get the government out of insurance. Have a safety net for people that are lazy as fuck. I mean, excuse me, poor. Doesn't seem like it's so difficult. And it was supposed to lower premiums, $2,500. That wasn't fulfilled. In fact, premiums significantly increased. Keeping your plan. I pledged that individuals could keep their current insurance plan. Couldn't do that if you liked it. That wasn't true. Millions had their plans canceled, and millions couldn't see their doctor. Because when you got on their plans, it was one of those, what are they called? HMOs or whatever the hell it is, where you were in network or you were out of network. So no, a lot of times your doctor didn't keep the Obamacare. And then what wound up happening? What wound up happening is when people saw how expensive it is, the majority of people didn't even enroll for it. So the goal was to get universal people, like universal coverage, the goal of covering every American. No, that wasn't achieved. Do you remember that? With Obamacare, there's going to be 20 million Americans that are going to be able to get insurance based on this. And now the same Democrat Party that passed it is saying, there's still millions of Americans uninsured. What are we going to do? We have to do something. Well, the last time you had a crack at it, they were supposed to get insured. I don't understand how we continue to do this fucking game over and over and over. Oh, I got some comments here. Six Design says House votes. The bill passed 219 to 212, with all voting Republicans opposing the bill. Senate 60 to 39, with all 60 votes coming from Democrats and independents. Yes, I mean, you're 100% right with that. And then, my problem with the Republicans is not how they vote, it's what they did afterwards. And what they're continuing to do afterwards. It's all lip service and sales, right? Don't get me wrong. I like what the Republicans say. I don't like what they do. I wish they did what they said. I wish they honored us and didn't lie to our faces like Obama did back with the ACA. They've been lying about this bill, Republicans and Democrats, since. They promised we were going to repeal and replace it. They ran on it. Did they do it? Fuck no. Jay Will says, I wasn't supposed to. The only way, that's the only way they have to do, sell it to the sheeple. 100%. You sell to the sheeple. That's a hard word to say. By deception and by, obviously, the preacher speak. And passed. ACA passed solely on Democrat independent support. I agree. More pushback from Republicans could have convinced Americans it was a bad idea. No, so listen, it's not about the Republicans' pushback at the time, I don't think. It's about everything they did afterwards. Let's face facts. We've had full control, a number of different times now with Trump there. Trump ran on repealing and replacing Obamacare too. They get in there and said, fuck these people, I can't get anything done because Republicans were the problem. Paul Ryan's the problem. Remember, they fought Trump over passing a wall. So back then if you remember, we had the Tea Party movement. The Tea Party was going in. We're going to reform government and we're going to repeal or replace Obamacare, and we're going to bring the people back to the people, for the people, and by the people, and all that horse shit. And then what happened? They disappeared. And we have like the Freedom Caucuses or whatever the hell they are. All that's disappearing. And that's my only problem with the Republicans. I view the Republicans as feckless, weak people. Again, a year into Trump, and he's done a lot by executive order. They've done nothing. I like what Trump's doing. I love his executive orders. I wish they made them law. I don't think this is very difficult. And they had a golden opportunity to honestly ram through what they wanted to ram through. And when it works out, you gain votes. But it's this back and forth bullshit where it's nothing but they run into their corners and they sell to their corners. And I'm trying to wake people up to the fact that, we cannot defend both of these people, because when we do that, I've said this a lot, all we do is make them weaker. We don't make the Republicans stronger by allowing them to be weak. We absolutely don't do it. Jay Will says we are not in the age of great people. I think you're pretty great, Jay Will. I think Six Designs is pretty fucking great. I think the real Michael Goins is awesome. Yankee 68, I think, is a phenomenal person. Mama Dukes is the greatest mom on the planet. And then you take wife and mom. I can't call Mama Dukes that, but my wife and mom is the greatest wife and mom on the planet too. Like, they share that number one spot. I mean, pretty great there. Jay Calda, the boat, all awesome fucking people. Everyone that's in this chat. I think we do have a lot of great people. You know what the problem is, Jay Will? It's like the beginning of the show. Great people don't want to step up because of the bad people and the disgustingness and how easy people forget and move on and don't give a shit. People could slander other people. Like that dude, Chris Pollock, when he ran, you don't know what's going to happen with him, but when he ran, he was called everything, including a pedophile or a pedophile supporter. I mean, they went at this guy with everything, scorched earth. I'm talking like Les Grossman, when he got on the phone, he's like, I'm talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up. Do me a favor. Find out who that was. That's what they did. And he prevailed. Why? Because he was truthful. But that's what these people are trying to do to us. So why do great people want to be involved? Why do great people want to be involved in a shit system? Now, I don't believe Trump was a great person, but I think he's a great president, and I think he's turned into that. And I think because he's a great president, maybe in his older years he's turning into more of a great person. I mean, there's obviously something with him, but I think we have great people. We just have to be able to put the great people in the position to lead us, and they're not. They're not. And the God's honest truth is, all of the great boys, the potential of the great boys that are out there, it's being wasted with this fake feminine want to be hating on toxic masculinity horseshit. We're not teaching the next generation of men or boys to be great men. So, I mean, for your comment, it makes a lot of sense in that regard. Mike Goin says, "Thanks, buddy. We have great people. They're just not in the 500 plus making decisions for the 300 million right now." You're 100% accurate, and that's really what it comes down to. Wow, holy shit, that flew by. Wow, we were ranting about that for a really long time. I apologize. Let's rip through some of these things. Hey, check this out. I'm not going to get too in depth with that, but lo and behold, holy shit, we found the pipe bomber, and it is this chick. Apparently, what is her name? Ex-Capitol cop tied to January 6th pipe bomb. It indicts former Capitol police officer Shawnee Ray Kirkhoff has been identified as a forensic match to the elusive January 6th pipe bomb. If you notice, you could tell when they were walking, it looked like a woman. But just to give you some context of what this woman was doing on January 6th, when she wasn't testifying to Congress, crying in there, she was actually shooting the shit out of people with fucking paintballs in the face. So, yeah, that's her. That is her 100%. That's what they say. She's a forensic match. Sorry, 96%, I believe, as a forensic match to the pipe bomb. Now, that is a Capitol police officer dropping a pipe bomb. For what reason? Why do you do that? Oh, was it to paint the whole narrative? Again, sales. Again, bullshit. Again, lies. And who was there telling you the truth about that day? Caldarise was. I was there all day telling you about it. They wouldn't let us go live. That way they could pay. You remember that? I was trying to go live. You even get close to everybody, it would shut it down. Why? So they could paint the narrative that they were evil, that they were that they were violent. Some were. The million people that were not. But this is just another one. Just again, this was her. This was her. And she is the one that was firing on people, hitting people with paintballs, and then testifying about how horrible of an experience she had when she was behind the entire fucking thing in the first place. This is why I did my monologue today. This is the monologue and what happened to me today. It's all part of the exact same media ploy, the exact same bullshit game that you guys are shown, just like non-fucking stop. Little palate cleanser here. Why don't we go ahead and show some tits just for a second, just to see how it feels. I had a couple little fun videos for you, but I guess we're not going to be able to get to them. Let's go through a couple of these. I don't know if I got to it last night. Daybold's fired. Good. Have a good fucking day. Chinese robot. China has launched the world cheapest humanoid at the price of $13.70. And I have one more thing to go over, and this is fucking scary. This is Elon Musk. Did I play this? I don't know if I played this. I think I actually did play this the other day. But this is Elon Musk on Optimus at stopping crime.
You know, like I think we may be able to give people a more, if somebody's committed crime, a more humane form of containment of future crime, which is if you say like you now get a free Optimus and it's just going to follow you around and stop you from doing crime. But other than that, you get to do anything. It's just going to stop you from committing crime. That's.
Did you hear that evil ass fucking laugh? It was like, my precious. That guy fucking creeps me out sometimes. I'll be honest with you. He fucking creeps me out. And then what's the robot going to do? Like cattle prod your ass if you stop a crime? Is it going to ask you nicely? And you just get this for free? Who pays for it? Oh, it's just a free one. It's just free. I'm telling you, a buddy of mine, this dude Rob, told me 10 years ago, Mike, there's going to be robot cops very soon. Robot cops are coming. And he's making robot cops, and he's telling you about it. Not just little R2-D2s that drive around the streets or those weird fucking, it's funny because you ever see Rocky with that original robot where it's like, hey, and it was like Paulie's wife and he was banging it. It was like the first sex robot house cleaner. I mean, it really did everything a man wants a woman to do, but it was just this weird robot. You had them recently in like grocery stores with those weird fucking big robots that would follow you around the grocery store. I almost punched one and my wife didn't let me go back. That's not a true story. But now they're getting serious. And they're walking. This is like we're on the precipice of seeing a robot just chilling in someone's house, And here's the question I have when I think about this, because when I hear my Alexa, when Alexa goes off, my Alexa does not respond to, hey, Alexa, off. You have to be like, Alexa, shut the fuck up. So I'm just wondering if these robots are going to get started getting treated poorly, and then the robots are going to start a union and start having feelings. Then you're going to have like robot support groups. It's gonna be awesome. I, for one, am looking forward to being a robot therapist. I think it's going to be fucking wonderful. Last chats in the chat. The boat says just the tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels. Check out the boat every Tuesday night, 10 o'clock. Boat, put the name Wolves and fucking shit. Why can't I remember this name? You guys got me like so ingrained with the fucking Outlaws, Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. Wolves and something. Tell me what it is in the chat. But the show is it's the same show really with those awesome guys. You obviously have the Jarl, the boat. And they have another partner over there. Once again, can't remember his name. It's not working right now. My head's not working right now. But they do a great job, man. Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock. Check them out. Wolves and Wiseman. That's what it is. Wolves and Wiseman. And they also, I don't think I've seen your sports show yet, but I can't wait for that to drop because it's going to be a bunch of fun dudes hitting golf balls. And honestly, they look a little chubby. to be honest. If we're hitting golf balls like me, I kind of have to rotate around my belly button a little bit to get it in there. But what are you going to do? Everybody, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate you guys. Listen, I hope you did like this segment. Let's check. Honestly, here now is Mike Schwartz. Mike Schwartz, how you doing, bud? Did you like the show? How'd you like the show? Good? Was it good for you? Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to say about the ACA? How did it affect your business? Because I know you're really big in medical, aren't you? Yeah, wow, unbelievable, Dr. Michael Schwartz, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up, and then Phil Phil, you good? You still good over there? All right, good job. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate all the awesome publicity you gave me. Six Science said, "Careful ordering one of those machines. Wife like 2025, just might turn on you, right? Can you imagine that? Like your wife gets your robot wife gets Americanized. Your Chinese-made robot wife gets Americanized. That would be fucking hysterical. It's like, hey, make me dinner. It's like, fuck you. What did you do? You didn't even work today. Did you work? Did you go to work? Is that robot going to get pissed off when it sees you just laid on the couch doing nothing? Oh my God, wait for that. Wait for the robot wife. You know, dude sitting in the bar. It's like, what's up, man? It's like, oh, fuck, dude. I spent 150 grand on this cunt. And it's just supposed to shut up. But it's my robot wife. It won't shut the fuck up. It just fucking talks. I can't turn her off. She figured out how to override the off button. I didn't think she was supposed to be able to do that. It's going to be great. It's going to be fucking great. Telling you, robot therapist. Become one. Look into that field. It's going to be great. The boat's laughing. I love it. My robot wife is going to have a Spanish accent. Big tits. I mean, that shit's hot. You're not even kidding. I mean, can you imagine that if she's like starts cursing you off in Spanish too? That is fucking hot. I'm going to give that to you. Great words there, brother. You have a good one. Take care. Six of Zions, man. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you joining me for the entire show, man. You guys kick ass. Everybody in there, everybody's been with me. Everybody that's stuck with me through all of this. I mean, 5 years of this with Caldarise Unleashed, and I have not yet begun to defile myself. Guys, I tell you this all the time. You could be a Caltrop, and the way you do it is A, by listening here, but by B, remembering and looking back, and don't just being blind and getting caught up in the defend your side type of garbage. You know, we have to open our minds up to the possibility that all of that is fake. We have to open up our minds to the possibility that all of those people are actors. They're all feeding you a chunk of lies, much like the co-host that we have next to us today. They are feeding you a whole shitload of lies. And you have to recognize when you're being told lies, and it's not very easy to do, because one of them was able to lie to me for a year and a half. And, you know, I ignored my instincts with that piece of shit, right? Would you agree? Okay, good. I ignored my instincts with it. You can't do that again. We can't do that again. We have got to hold these people accountable, and you have to hold yourself accountable to only accepting the truth. And then you're going to be a Caltrop. In the meantime, tell everybody about this show. Finger the fuck out of my like button. Finger that share button. Share this with everybody. Talk about it. Talk about the Caltrop. Let them know that the Caltrop doesn't compromise. The Caltrop doesn't have fake credibility. The Caltrop does not tolerate fake. And we don't care. We don't mind. Mike Caldarise is the Caltrop. I love that song. The Caltrop is out. Later.